Vossy and Brandy's Round Review.
Okay.
I just saw a picture again of Kurt Donahue breaking his nose on Toby Sexton's head. That was painful. He came out and scored 2 tries.
Yeah.
That's that one. Because you and Matty Russell, you went over that on Friday,
well, I said,
didn't you?
look, we put out a headline, of course, clickbait headline, you know, it's the bubble burst. No, our team's working out the Bulldogs? Because I just quoted those numbers, the 34 by the Broncos, 34-0, the 20-0 by the Raiders, the 30-0 second half Dolphins. You know, that's not great numbers for the team that has built their success over the last, well, it's almost 18 months on their defence.
Yeah.
To have that now against them. So I ask you, Brandy, are teams working the Bulldogs out? They're top of the table, but they're having these 40-minute periods where teams are...
I just think it's the evolution of a side as they go through that, the growing pains of becoming an outstanding team.
Yep.
I think if I was Dogs fans, I would not be worried. With the players that they had out, origin and injury and suspension, the players they were missing.
Yeah.
I know the weeks before, and they have struggled since they were beaten by Brisbane and had those 3 players removed for long suspensions. But I wouldn't be that concerned. I don't think it's teams working out the Dogs. I just think they were short-staffed.
All right. Have you worked out the Dolphins? Hard team to catch on the tip.
Yeah, they are. No,
They look a really good side when it goes. They think, oh.
Well, Katoa and Herbie Farnworth and Cody Nikorima can all they can score points. There's you know when they're on, and they did that in the wet. So it was a pretty impressive win, despite the Dogs being down a lot of players.
Friday night, is Parramatta the story or is Manly the story? Manly beaten 30 points to 10 by the Eels, just the 4th win of the season for the Eels. This is Anthony Seibold after the game.
We lacked cohesion tonight. Yeah, for whatever reason, we just didn't look like we have been when we've been at our best this year. So, as I said, I've got to give Parramatta credit. They handed over the footy. I think they completed over 90%, so they kept handing over the footy to us in deep yardage, and we just couldn't find a way to get field position. A couple of times we did in the first half, we scored. But, yeah, ultimately I was really disappointed because we're just lacking consistency in some parts of our game at the moment.
They actually had a better completion rate than Parramatta. So... What Anthony Seibold said there about the Eels controlling the ball, Manly had a better completion rate. So there was very few errors from the Seagulls.
Yeah, we are putting a player under the spotlight. I suppose you can throw Tom under there because he's not what he was at the moment, nowhere near his best. But Luke Brooks, this is not the first time that you take Daly Cherry Evans out of the side and you have an expectation that Luke Brooks steps up. Where is Luke Brooks at in terms of being a chief playmaker for Manly? I mean, we've been watching Luke for a long time. Well, that's what I'm saying.
How many chances do you want to give Luke Brooks?
Is it beyond? See, I love Luke Brooks when he runs. We all do. We love it. Take on the line, first mentality, all that. But then hand him the reins to set up the side or whatever. Just not his go.
Didn't work. Hasn't worked. And
so Jamal Fogarty will come to Manly next year and he's got to run the show and Brooks will still play the same role. And
yeah, but as long as Brooks, if you're not playing that, if you're not running the side, you still need to involve yourself in the game. Luke Brooks was very quiet in a game where they needed him. Yeah. Jake Arthur was just the man to catch a pass.
Catch a pass, man. Yeah,
and let Luke Brooks do what he needed to do.
You tip Parramatta. You must like what you're seeing from Parramatta.
Well, no, I didn't. I thought I did.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Lie.
I did on Friday night.
Right. You're all over the joint.
Yeah, all over the place. I can't remember
your tips.
Who I've tipped where. But Iongi, Katonga, Dylan Walker, Jack Williams, Junior Barlaw, 250th game. They were all very good. So to win the game against Manly, who were only missing DCE, I know they were missing Jake too and the other Ben Trebojevic, but to take Moses and Lomax, who have been crucial to them in the little run they've had since Moses returned, and still win, it's pretty impressive. Yeah.
So I've said it all along. I think Jason Riles might not be converted to wins this year, but the bloke can coach. Everything I saw, I thought, he's going to be a long-time coach, but I'm already seeing it in the Eels. I think he is putting his stamp on that team. I really do think he is.
I agree. Well,
and tactically, they do things a little different here and there, and it's not the same week to week.
No, it's not. No, and the short passing amongst the forwards has been impressive and something that other sides should think about doing. But
and he's obviously improving individuals. I look at Luca Moretti.
Yes.
And I'm going, man, like, where's that? Like, he's doing things to players. So, Para, I'd be really encouraged to the point where bring on Monday week. I know Parramatta play this week. They've got the Panthers first up. Bring on Sunday.
Yeah.
But the next opponent for Canterbury off the back of the bye is Parramatta on the holiday Monday.
Yep.
What crowd are we going to get there?
60,000, possibly more.
Go for it.
So great win by the Eels. Manly very disappointing though. You know, Anthony Seibold said they lacked cohesion. They lacked a lot of things, but still looked dangerous enough in that first half.
Panthers Knights. Can you believe 12 rounds in, Penrith the bottom of the table, 4-time champion?
No.
It's hard, isn't it?
No, I can't believe. And really, the game was over, Andrew, after 15 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was 18-0 and very quickly became 24-0.
Yeah.
Dylan Lucas 3 tries, Fletcher Sharp. I just had a quick look at, so between Sharp and Lucas,
yes,
they scored 4 tries, almost 5.
Yeah.
Dylan Lucas just, there was 26 tackle busts and there was 7 line breaks between those two players.
Wow.
Has Fletcher Sharp got the best swerve in the game?
Yeah, very good.
I think he does.
Yeah, very good, because he does it at speed. Does it at speed. He goes past you. I'll say this. This is where it was most alarming for me. Tyson Frizzell, with effort, always an effort player, but his effort made him look like one of the best forwards in the game, best front rowers in the game. And he's stopgap front row for them because of Thompson was out, Jacob Saivides out. But Frizzell just ran over the top of Penrith every time he ran the ball. And physically, Penrith did not match their opponents. I would be alarmed if I'm Penrith. And I clearly was at halftime.
Yeah.
Clearly was that they had not matched Newcastle in the most basic of areas. Yeah, just effort and being up for the fight.
Yeah, so it's a big game this weekend. Penrith up against Parramatta, and I would say that there's no luxury in resting the Origin players. They'll have to back up.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, so they'll all have to play. The good news for Penrith is, such is the table, they are only 3 points out of the 8. So that's what you're saying there.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of teams in front of them. Obviously, everyone's in
I
front
know
of them.
there is, but
I
think any club that can go on a run and win 3 games, that's all it would take. You win 3 games in a row, and all of a sudden you find yourself back wherever you haven't been. And Penrith have been down the bottom for a while. So if they can somehow win 3 games, and that will start this week against Parramatta.
Roosters Sharks, talk to me. How does Cronulla, with 0 Origin impact, off the back of beating Melbourne, concede 42 points against the understrength Roosters?
Blake Steep, Fiketti, Lasalo, Xavier Va'a, Egan Butcher, who's returned from a knee reconstruction. They took it to the Cronulla pack and got on top of them. They dominated early. They had possession and field position. They made line breaks. And very quickly, the 2 kicks from Savala turned into tries to Daniel Tupou, Daniel Tupou is a...
you love the guy.
I love the guy.
You love the guy.
Like, I do. Yeah. But again, 2 tries, back-to-back tries, they weren't easy tries that he scored, just the big mitt, hand down. I don't know. That's, I guess, almost like, the sides that lost this weekend, it was as much about them as it was the sides that won.
Yeah, well.
But the Roosters, that combination of Tedesco and Victor Radley has been brilliant for them. Tedesco has never played better. Victor Radley was outstanding. Yeah. Mark Nwanga Nitawase is a skillful player.
Oh, skillful. Maybe in isolation, as skilled as any player in the NRL at the moment, and he's been here 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Watch the last try. The little moves he puts on.
And the flip pass.
It's very late in the game. The last try of the match is skill personified. So
the catch and the move and the pass happened all in one, all in a split second.
That's talent.
Yeah, that is talent.
Absolute blinding talent. And the last game, Warriors Raiders, was certainly the match of the round. What you saw yesterday.
Yep.
They are in the top 4. Are they top 4 sides? I know that sounds a little odd, the question, but what you saw of Canberra, you starting. If I let you reboot now and make your prediction, who's going to be top 4 the end of this year, do you have Canberra locked into your top 4?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They do look the real deal. Just the combination of all their players and what each individual brings to that team, how dangerous they are with the footy. And having not really looked into the stats that deeply about their try scoring this year, like there's only Melbourne have scored 3 more tries than Canberra. Canberra are the real deal.
Haven't had a bye yet either.
I know, not until round
Haven't had a
15. They're the real deal. The Warriors just fell short. The sin binnings were interesting and certainly would have made it interesting for Ricky when Tommy Starling got sin bin with 3 minutes to go and the Warriors were on the attack.
Okay. Now, that's round 12. Just quickly to finish our wrap, we haven't even locked in any sort of origin prediction. Do you have a Monday feel? Are you a scoreline or anything that we need more time?
I haven't really thought about it. Can I have a think today about it?
I'm going to say both teams over 20.
Right.
I'm going to go 20 plus, so that means certainly the overs, 39.5. I'm thinking over 40 points scored in the game 1.
Game 3 was one of the greatest wins I think New South Wales have had. Decider at Suncorp Stadium, low scoring game.
Yep.
It's hard to win at Suncorp, but I think we have the team to do it.
Okay, so you're obviously tipping New South Wales, but you want to just rest on it a little bit to lock in margins.
I'm going to say New South Wales by 12.
Oh, okay, it's locked in a margin. Well, there we go. That escalated quickly. Brandy Sow got New South Wales emphatic. Blues great, thinks they're certainties, living certainties. New South Wales by 12, game 1. I'm thinking closer than that, but I'm thinking both teams capable of a fair deal of points.
You know, Michael, doctors say a proper breakfast includes eggs, bacon and breakfast with Vossy and Brandy. So get your daily fix through our socials and listen live on SEN Radio.